Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today we are finally getting back into planty things. We are repotting. Oh crap, they're all Hoyas. 3 Hoyas. And either repotting my very sad Adansonii mint, or we're restarting her because she's sad. She's very, very sad. So, without further ado, if you're new here, hi, I'm Emily. That one's Harley. That one's Sammy. And if you're not new here, thank you so much for coming back. And let's get into it. Okay, so, get back. The 3 that I'm kind of repotting them. I'm putting them into my soil instead of these 2 are in like a cocoa core mix. And I can't keep them watered enough. And this one is in a like peat moss mix. This is my Hoya CV choke. She has grown so much. Same thing with my Hoya polynura. She has grown so much. And then my Hoya shepherdi. She's looking a little crazy, but I don't know, what can you do? Stop it. So yeah, I'm going to be transferring them into my soil. I don't think I'm going to be repotting these 2. These do not seem root bound enough, so I'm going to be leaving these 2 in those pots. But I'm not sure on this one. This one might be getting potted. I don't know. We shall see. But yeah, let's start with one of these. I don't know which one. Let's start with the polynura. It's so dry. I just watered this a couple of days ago and it's so dry. No wonder you always look sad. I'm trying to be as gentle as I can getting this cocoa core out, but I'm still ripping off roots. So, I've got good news and bad news. Good news is we found a house. Bad news, I'm still not mentally prepared to move. We're hoping we can get into this one, but if that's the case, I'm moving in like 2 weeks. I'm not ready. But at least with this one, I will not have to get rid of like everything I own. Okay, that is all that I'm braving taking off so I don't just decimate this root ball. I've already torn off so many. But yeah, it is closer to my family, and now we're already talking that I might be hosting Thanksgiving dinner, because then my house would be like the biggest, less chaotic house that we have in the family. Or at least the biggest kitchen. And I'm not ready for that either. I am not ready for that whatsoever. But it's also kind of exciting. It would be like my first time ever hosting, really. Well, I mean, I had a couple friends over a few weeks ago. We played games and like drank and stuff, and I made dinner. But yeah, I don't know. But it's got a huge backyard for the babies right there. With a 6-foot fence, privacy fence, which we need because he will jump anything. He can still jump a 6 foot, but he's very much less likely to jump a 6 foot. So, good news there. But yeah, so I'm really hoping that we get into it, that we can get into it. I hope. Do you have a plug? No. Hey, stop it. So any kind thoughts you can send our way would be very helpful. This root system sucks. Look at that. That is like, I mean, it's not a bad root system, but like, the root system kind of sucks. Hey, this is not playtime. Yeah, shake it off. So I figured I'd share with you guys a little story time on why I no longer work and I am a bona fide housewife. Which I am so lucky to be. Can you get out of my face? Your breath stinks. I'm gonna have to brush your teeth. So, for those of you that don't know, which I think pretty much everyone doesn't know this, I used to work at a casino. I was a table games dealer. I had been there for 3 years. And I was already not happy with the company because of some things that were going on and happening to me. And they were not taking, taking the thing seriously. I was being harassed by a manager. And they weren't taking it seriously, even though they have a no tolerance policy. And so, after the guy ended up or the manager ended up backing off, but it was a crap show. So I'd still work there. Still was fine. I hated dealing, and they refused to make me into a supervisor. Mainly because my attendance was bad, but my attendance was bad because I hated dealing. So there was that. That, and I also suffer from really bad migraines. And God, why is this so hard to talk about? I had gone part-time for maybe a week before I just stopped showing up, just because I needed a break. I was getting burnt out with, not only my managers / co-workers' attitudes, but I was essentially babysitting grown-ass adults that were drunk. And I don't know whose mamas raised all these people that I would have problems with, but I would have grown men. All right, hang on. Let me back up a little bit. I am 5'0", 95 pounds, soaking wet. All right, I am tiny of tiny, and I would have grown men sitting there trying to fight me when all I did was enforce the rules of the casino so that I would not get in trouble. The last week before I went part-time, so 2 weeks before I left, and one night I had someone physically threaten me, saying, I'm going to beat your behind, right? I'm going to fight you, basically. And me just being me, because I have no filter, I'm like, now, he was drunk. He was very drunk. But, I basically smarted off and was like, you're 6 foot something and you're gonna fight little old me. And he did not like that, but thankfully at that time, security had come and escorted him off the property. And then I think the next day or 2 days after that, can you get out of my face, please? I had another guy. Do I want to leave you in here? Maybe just a little upgrade. I had another guy. Okay. I was on roulette, and we have a chip mucker, which basically you shovel all the roulette chips into the machine and they will separate them by color for you. Well, it was not working. Maybe I should start from the beginning. So he had come up to my table, and I was talking to one of my regulars who was a very good friend, like as far as work customers go. He was a really good friend. And So the guy came up, and I was just sitting there, you know, racking in all the losing bets because there were other people at my table at this point. And so, because I'm so small and the table's so big, I was leaned down, kind of pulling all the money, all the losing bets towards me. And this guy comes up as I'm leaning down. He leans down and is this far away from my face, and he goes, "Hey, how are you doing?" And it startled me. I had never had just some random person be that close in my face. And so I kind of backed up real fast. I, shot up, and I was like, I'd be great if you weren't, so close to my face. Which, hindsight, probably not the best thing to say, but, well, he was close enough to kiss me, and I did not like that. Like, where do you go around getting in people's face just that close just to say hi? Besides her, she freaking does it. So yeah, he was not happy with that answer, and so he said, he said, this is all like 6+ months ago, guys. He said, I was trying to read your name tag. I wasn't even that close to you. And my regular said, you were really effing close to her. You need to not get that close. And the guy looked at my regular, looked back at me, and was like, I don't want to be that close to you. You're not even that cute anyways. And so I start laughing because he essentially called me ugly, and that's like the one thing I have never been called in my 3 years of working at a casino with people constantly cussing me out. And so I just thought it was hilarious. Now this was like a Friday or Saturday night, okay? It was busy as all get out. So I started laughing. Like, I thought it was hilarious. And like, I wasn't laughing like at him, I was laughing at what he said about me, that he called me ugly. And so then he's like, you're rude, why are you laughing? And I was like, I'm sorry, I've never been called that. I've never had somebody say that to me. Like, I'm sorry, I don't mean to be laughing, I couldn't help it. And so then he starts going on a rant about how rude I am and how I shouldn't have a job. And I was like, okay, that's fine. There's 3 other roulette tables open. If you wish, you can go play at one of the other ones. Like, it shouldn't have been that big of a deal. But he decided to stop and stay playing at my table. For whatever reason, I have no idea, because I was so rude, he decided to stay at my table. He buys in. He's good for like 2 spins, and then he starts just making an entire wreck of the table, just throwing his bets down. Now there's other people playing, so the money was going everywhere. And I was like, look, you can't be, just throwing your money down. You have to set your bet properly. Like, I essentially said you're making a mess without saying it, because I'm trying to stay in this guy's good graces for whatever freaking reason. Probably because it's kind of my job. And then he proceeds to call me the B word, and that I need to mind my business, when it's like, this is my business, this is my job. And at that time, the mucker breaks. So there's 2 managers standing over me because of the mucker, And this guy is just sitting there running his mouth like, oh, you have to sit there and call management. You have to do this, that, and the other. And I'm just like, look, the machine broke. None of this is about you. And so one of my managers calls security without me saying, like, hey, call security on this dude. But time out, I gotta grab another plant. Okay, so where was I? So they called security. Security just meanders their way over. And they talked to him. Now, at this point, he is visibly drunk. And in the state of Missouri, it is illegal for us to allow you to gamble if you are physically showing signs of being impaired. Security did not do their job that night. They let him come back to the table. And so he's, now he's very, very mad because he got pulled off the table and security talked to him. So he is really, really mad at that. And he decides to take it out on me. Even though I was not the one who called. I did nothing to him besides laugh at him calling me ugly. That is the only thing I had done to him. Besides telling him to get out of my face, basically. And he just got it in his head that I'm the bad guy. Like, I cannot move from my table. I have not moved. And so my machine's broken. I've got, the maintenance people, they're under my feet. I can't look down at them, so I'm sitting there bumping into them and doing my best not to step on them while I'm still watching the table and watching this guy that has, a group of his friends around him. Oh, you've got a death plug. Of course you do. And he just keeps getting more and more agitated. Well, they finally can't fix my mucker, and they're basically tired of this guy because he's causing problems. And he got into my regular's face when he was trying to, defend me, essentially. And so they decide to close my table, I think. I think they decided to close my table, or I don't know, something, but we were going to close it. And he did not like that. He thought we were closing it because of him, and it made him even more mad. And so I'm sitting there, with my lid on the table after we had already, colored him up. And he had gone to the cage. Well, now he comes back. I'm sitting there waiting for one of my managers to come over with the closing paperwork because, again, the lid is not locked. I cannot leave my table. Okay, this guy comes over. I don't remember exactly what he said. But I said, no, it's not because of you. We're closing because my machine is broken. And I don't know if it was because of the look on my face because I was just so tired of dealing with him, or it was because of just everything adding up in the night. But this is probably like a 4 foot wide table. So there's like 4 feet of space in between me and him. He jumps over the table with his hands out like this, coming for my face. Granted, he didn't get over the table, but he tried. That was the issue. He tried to get over the table, and he tried to put his hands around my neck. I didn't like that. And essentially, he left in cuffs. He left in cuffs, and he was cursing me out all the way as he's leaving the casino. Still sitting there cursing me out. Like I'm the one who put him into cuffs. So yeah. So after that, it was, you know, a pretty uneventful week. Do I need to bury you deeper? I think I do. So yeah, at that point I was sick and tired of people, of the casino. I was done with the whole business. But thankfully I went to part-time. So I worked 2 of my 3 days. And the day that I was supposed to go in for, you know, my last day of the week, I had a raging migraine. I was vomiting because the pain was so bad and I could not open my eyes. And so I called in. And in that night that I called in, there was a guy that came in high off of what I think I heard was LSD. He was messed up. And he came in with a pew-pew and started chasing workers and everyone around, and it was going off. From what I heard, that went on for like 5 or so minutes before they could get the state troopers onto the floor and get that guy. Nobody was hurt, thankfully. From what I heard, nobody was hurt. Nobody was powed, because I don't know if I can say the other word. I probably can. I don't think anybody was shot. But it was just a very, very scary situation. Oh, did you have a flower? You do have flowers! It's flowering. Hang on. Flowers right there. Flowers right there. It's flowering! This is the first time I've noticed these. Oh, they're so cute. Oh, I noticed it because I saw a little flower on my potting mat. That's great. Motorcycle. Anyways, so yeah. So, I recover, it's fine. My next day, about to go in, I get a phone call. Hey, this is your manager. We don't need you anymore. Don't come in. So essentially, like, they fired me. But at the same time, like, I was already mentally checked out. Like, mentally, I had already quit. And I was just going for a paycheck. And so, I did not care. But, yeah. I will say, though, for the 3 years that I worked there, now, I was told that I needed to work on my facial expressions. I was constantly reminded, because whenever I was on a dead table, I'd just be sitting there like this, watching, you know, whatever TV I could see. Like this. So, I have resting B-word face. There's nothing I can do about it. I wasn't like trying to look nasty. I wasn't trying to look, you know, anything. It's just how my face sits. And so, you know, occasionally I'd get reminded, hey, Emily, your face. Like, you look like a bee, you know, in a friendly way, because my overnight managers, I was friendly with. It was like the swing shift managers that did not like me. But they were the ones that had to deal with the situation that was going on. But anyways, yeah. So essentially, I got fired. But at the same time, I feel like I quit because I was already, like, after I heard that a guy came in with a pew-pew and was chasing people around, I was already like, you know what? No, because I would have been the dumb person who got shot. So, yeah. That's my story time, guys. I have a whole bunch of stories on things that have happened to me there. And, like, I don't even know what it was about me, but the aggressive drunks that liked to fight just flocked to me. And so I have a whole bunch of stories of times grown men tried to fight little old me. And I don't know if that's something to be proud of or not. But I never did get in a fight. I got into verbal fights, but never have I been physically touched. And there was a time where I put myself in that situation to save my coworker because nobody else was doing anything. And he was being physically assaulted. And I put myself in the middle of them, in between them. And that was when people started jumping in to do something. That is a whole different story time. But yeah. What am I gonna do with you? She is a bald-headed little queen. She's got 2 leaves left. And like another one coming out right here. Honestly. Oh, that's a giant root. I'm gonna cut her right here. And these are gonna be wet sticks. And I'm gonna restart her. That's what I'm gonna do. Yeah, I have made up my mind. I'm restarting her. Okay. Woo, she's gonna fall. Should I do that now though? I don't know if I should do that now. I need my scissors. Not scissors, shears. I need my little clippy clips. Okay, right there? Yeah. Go ahead and cut her right there. Okay. See, and this is why I like moss poles, because even though I just cut her, she's already got 2 little roots sitting here starting to poke out, and another one right there that I could use to root, that I might honestly use to root. I might take this leaf off. I don't know yet. I am going to be rooting her moss though. So, I'm just gonna get a cup of moss. And we'll just get some little cuts in here. And we're just gonna have a bunch of little wet sticks. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I'll go ahead and cut this one too. 4. Okay. Got 4 little wet sticks and 1 top cutting. We'll just leave that for now. We're gonna go ahead and let this callus over. Need to find some kind of, I need to find a cup. I need a cup. But anyways, so yeah, I'm gonna put this one in a cup of moss. God, I hate that I did that, but I definitely needed to. She needed to be restarted. I hate it. And I'm gonna put the wet sticks into one of my prop boxes, and I'm gonna water in the rest of these guys. I can't believe this one flowered. It's so pretty. It's got such pretty flowers. But yeah, okay, that's it. Let me know if you guys want to hear more story times, because like I said, I have plenty. And yeah, I hope you guys liked this little repot and like chat, because it was a repot and chat. My actual like first repot and chat where I really didn't stop talking. So yay, I'm getting better. But yeah, anyways, hope you guys liked it. If you did, give it a big thumbs up. And if you're not already, please, please, please subscribe. We're finally at 360 subscribers. I am so excited. I was sitting there like bobbing for a while. I'd have 360, and then like an hour later I'd have like 358, and I'm like, what is going on? But anyways, I am so happy to say that it has been 2 days and we are sticking at 360. So thank you guys so much, and I will see you in the next one.